Hey guys, Christina here, and today I have a flip through and a review of The Good and the Beautiful's Language Arts, Level 4. This one has a lot of books in it. So I have one child who has completed Level 4 and a second child who's about 2 weeks away from completing it. So I feel like we've kind of had a really good look at it. It's very different from kind of the younger levels because it's the switch to more independent, where a parent is just helping out here and there and checking things, instead of actually sitting down and doing the lesson with the child. So let me give you a look at it. I'll flip the camera around and I'll come back and give you some thoughts. So here is a look at the Level 4 course books. So this one is broken up into Part 1 and Part 2. There's the Creative Companion. There are these grammar and geography cards. And then there's 2 books that you need as well. So I'll kind of go through the first book here. So at the front, it has the at a glance for the Level 4, a daily checklist of what they need to be doing, about the course, subjects covered, so the reading, literature, spelling, writing, grammar and usage, punctuation, vocabulary, geography, art appreciation, and art instruction. So they do pastels in Level 4, and that you find instruction for in here. So just some kind of general information, talking about the different parts of it. It names the 2 extra books that you do need here, The Big Wave by Pearl S. Buck and 20 and 10 by William Penn Dubois. And they're both quite small, short books. There's the Creative Companion. And then you need the geography and grammar cards, which I just pulled some of my son's here for you to see. So this is what the grammar cards look like, with the answers on the back. This one's upside down. And these are the geography. So the geography cards are US and certain parts of the world. They don't have the entire world on here. So I'll find, like, here's an example of like the continents, and then these ones are certain countries. This is like South America. Again, not every single country though. So that's what the cards look like. So I know, I believe that you use these cards for levels 4 through 7. And then the next set of cards, I believe, have the other countries. So like Africa's missing, South Pacific is missing, and some other areas as well. So I just wanted to mention too that I have 2 sets of these cards. And so one came like on sheets of paper with this perforated edge, and I had to tear them apart. The other set we have came all bundled up like this, and they're all flat, and it's kind of a different material. This one is thinner, this one is definitely thicker. So I'm not sure what they're using now, but just to let you know that there are some differences in those. So then it talks about how to do the lessons, and kind of the spelling and the writing, and the length of how you're supposed to work, and the answer key. So the answer key to Part 1 is at the end of Part 2, and answer key for Part 2 is at the end of Part 1. So this is the reference section. So this is very helpful, and they refer to it a number of times: sentence diagramming, editing, literary terms, which is great. It's all right there. And here's an example of kind of a lesson. I'll skip a few ahead so you can maybe see a little more. So there are quite a few stories in here. Let me go back to that page. These are the stories that are included in the book. I did notice that Exploring the Jungle seems to be missing. I believe it's chapter 4 they skip, but the other ones are all within the text here. So here's an example of chapter 11. So there's words that they're going to say to you. They have a daily spelling drill that they need to do. And then here's one chapter from the book that they're currently reading, and it's all right in the course book. And then they have a reading check that they need to do, and then on to the next lesson. The inside of these books are all black and white. So there's the answer key at the back. But these are all black and white, the Level 4, inside Part 1 and Part 2 of the course book. So this one's the same. I'll just give you a quick flip through it, so you can see it. Now you'll notice these books are not written in. I had my two oldest, I actually printed for them. This one I printed like the whole book, and he wrote in there. But then after going through it, the first one, I realized that there was a lot of the stories in here. And so then I just printed just the pages where there was actually writing and had them do it that way. And so save some paper that way. I probably will have my next child who'll be using this next year write in these books, because then I have a 3-ish year gap before my next child will be using them. So I'll show you a look at the Creative Companion now. So writing, art, geography. This book is beautiful. Look at that right from the beginning. So this is broken up. They do a lesson a day. It corresponds with the lesson in the course book. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I'll just show you. So many beautiful pictures in here, and the colors are so vibrant. And they are drawing using pastels. And so I'll insert a few of the ones my children have done so you can see them. Isn't this beautiful? Just so many gorgeous pieces of artwork, and then step-by-step instructions on how to accomplish the picture. So step-by-step with examples showing them how to do the picture. And then the geography is in here as well. Just love this book. It's so beautiful and it's so gorgeous, and the instruction on the pastels are spot on. Some of the drawings my kids have done are pretty amazing. So that's what that one looks like. There's 120 lessons in level 4. Let me see where it ends here. There's poetry at the end here. So 120 in there, and they do an essay at the very end. And so they have, they're working on their essay, and this goes along with it. And this is the appendix for 116 to 120, the lesson. Again, just so beautiful. I love looking through this. So I will flip the camera around and give you some thoughts on this. One thing I did want to mention too is, just so you're prepared, in lesson 20, they do have, 21, sorry, a recipe to make gnocchi. And just so it doesn't surprise you, so there's one cooking lesson in here. It goes along when they're learning about Italy and the story that they're reading and such. So compared to the other levels, I found, like level 3, this one kind of takes a step back. I think it's easier, and I think that they designed it that way because it is meant to be that kind of stepping to the independent. I have a child who's doing level 5 right now, and it picks back up quite quickly. But I felt like level 3 was quite intense, whereas this is kind of more mellow, more laid back, not as complicated. I guess to inspire confidence and to help the child kind of make that transition to the independent. So just a few things. My children, they liked the stories that were in here. There were a couple they were like, but overall they really enjoyed the stories. The writing, I felt like there was a little bit of a gap in instruction in terms of setting up like writings and essays. I had to kind of pull some supplementary stuff in order to help them with that section, or with those sections. So a little disappointed in that. But overall, it was a really good curriculum. I wish that the geography cards included the whole world and all countries. I feel like if they're going to be repeating them for a number of years, it would have been great. Now, we're not American, and they have all the states in there, which is a huge chunk of them. So I went ahead and printed Canadian ones that my kids use, but I mean, we only have 13 provinces and territories. It's not hard to memorize them. So I'm going to supplement with something else for level 5, which I'll share when I do that review. But the grammar cards are excellent and really solidifying that grammar knowledge. I'm not the biggest fan of the setup in terms of having the 2 different books, part 1 and part 2, and then the Creative Companion separate. I kind of understand why. If you're printing it at home, it's certainly a lot better to print in black and white, and then to choose to maybe look at the pictures on the computer, or to just print one and then print black and white multiple for multiple children. But I'm the kind of person I prefer it was a little less kind of stuff, but that's just my thoughts. I I think that the projects were very doable for the children. The grammar and the spelling, definitely helpful. The children definitely progressed. And it was just a good curriculum. So it is a non-denominational Christian curriculum, and it really stuck true to that. It talks about God and Creator and grateful, but more so just kind of general values and morals, I guess, of being kind to others, being thoughtful and considerate. And this is one of the levels that they offer for free if you download the PDF version. And so that's fantastic when it comes to, of course, affording homeschool. It's a big help. Like I showed you, I bought the course book kind of as my master copy, at least for my first two. My third child will probably use this. And I just printed the pages I needed for my other children, and that worked just fine. So if you've used this curriculum, let me know what you thought of it, or if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. Hopefully this finds you having a great day. Take care.